Welcome, this is Carrie Schell from On Point Quilter. Last week I shared a tutorial in which I transferred a design from Electric Quilt to Cricut Design Space, and I designed a pattern for a canvas tote bag. In this tutorial I'm going to share with you the Make It process. In Cricut Design Space, select your project under My Projects, and so I'm going to select the Loved Quilt Canvas Tote, and I'm going to select Make It. Note that there are two mats. The first one is a print and cut, and the second one is just a cut file. Select mat number 1 and select Continue. Select Send to Printer. Ideally, you should select an inkjet printer. However, my inkjet printer needs new cartridges, so I'm going to select my laser printer. And one copy, select Add Bleed, and also select Use System Dialog. And that's going to give me some additional options after I select Print. The transfer sheets I recommend using are from Jolie's Easy Image, and I recommend using the dark sheets even if you're going to be adhering to light fabric. When running this through your printer, make sure to position the paper so it prints on the print side and not the back side. The back side has lines through it. And for those who are wondering why a laser printer is not recommended for printing fabric, it has to do with the ink that is used. In a laser printer, the ink is made of a plastic powder and it is heat set on the transferred medium. The issue becomes when you go to re-iron that medium, you will potentially remelt the toner. So we'll see how this works for me. So I'm going to select my printer and then select Preferences. For paper size, select Letter. For media type, I'm going to click on my drop down, and I think it's a little bit thicker than regular paper, so I'm going to select the style Thick Paper. Under print quality, I want to select the highest quality that I've got available, so I will select Fine. And then under document type, I'm going to select Photo Image. Your options may be different than mine, but the key is to get a high quality print. Then I will select OK. Now I'm going to insert the transfer sheet in my printer and select Print. Here is the printed transfer sheet. When doing print and cut, Cricut will add a black solid line around the image that needs to be cut. This line will be used by the Cricut maker to determine the placement of the cut. Attach the transfer sheet to a blue Cricut mat. I've just turned my Cricut maker on, and now I should be able to do a refresh and connect up my machine. And here I'm going to select I've already printed, and now I'm going to set my material. Select Browse All Materials and do a search for printable iron. And I'm going to select the printable iron-on dark and select Done. At this point, Cricut tells me what blade I need to load, and it's telling me to load my mat. I've loaded the mat in my Cricut maker, and now I'm going to press the C to start the cut. And it starts by registering those black lines. Then it will perform the cut. And now I can unload my project. And I'm going to remove the sheet, and then I can peel back and remove the transfer. So super simple, and notice that it does not cut through the back of the paper, just the transfer medium on the top. Now I'm going to select the second mat, and I need to edit this one because I do want it to do a mirrored image. So I'm going to select Edit, and I'm going to turn on Mirror and select Done. Now I also need to change my material, so I'm going to click on the drop down. I'm going to go to Popular and just select Vinyl. This also takes the fine point blade. So I've now cut a piece of vinyl that's 6 by 6. Now my particular vinyl has the vinyl on the one side, which is a little bit less shiny, and it has a transfer sheet on the other side. So I'm going to place this on the blue mat with the vinyl side on the top. And now I'm going to insert that in the Cricut Maker, and I'm going to select the load button, and I'm going to select the start button. I'll unload the mat, and I'll peel the transfer sheet away from the mat. Now I need to weed out the extra vinyl. This is everything other than the letters. Removing the extra transfer material is probably the most time-consuming part of this process. So once I've got it removed, I can turn it over and you can see what my letters are going to look like. Okay, I am now to my ironing surface, and I've ironed my tote bag. I'm going to do one additional press just to note the center of the bag, and I can use that to help with placement. So now I can take my vinyl with the transfer medium and place that on the right side, and I'm going to place the heart on my left, and I am just eyeballing it to find something that I find visually appealing. Now I'm going to start with the vinyl, and I'm going to put parchment paper on top of what I'm doing, and I'm going to press the vinyl down. And I'm going to see if I can pull that away, which I can. It looks great. It did seem to pop up a little bit there, so I may do another press just with the iron. For the heart that was created with the laser printer, I'm going to also use the parchment paper, and I am not going to hold that iron down for very long. In fact, I decided about 10 seconds per side. I will then carefully remove the parchment paper. I'm not seeing any bleeding, so my bag looks like it turned out exactly as I hoped for. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. For additional tips and techniques, please subscribe to my weekly newsletter at www.onpointquilter.com. Most of my blog posts are about electric quilt.